Miles Morales, the second Ultimate Spider-Man, or to a lot of people, the Black Spider-Man. You know, because of his cool black costume. Miles was a smart kid whose life was turned upside down when his uncle Aaron Davis, aka Master Thief the Prowler, stole a genetically modified spider from Oscorp. You see, after Norman Osborn discovered that one of his spiders turned Peter Parker into Spider-Man, he desperately tried to duplicate the process on himself, which turned him into the Green Goblin. However, the spider that Prowler stole got loose, bit Miles, and lets him do what a spider can. You know, wall crawling, the spider sense, super strength, etc. However, what sets Miles apart from Peter is that he also has a paralyzing venom touch and can camouflage himself. This all might seem awesome, but Miles did not want this. He considered himself a freak, just like those dangerous mutants that the news and his own father were always talking about. But everything changed when Peter Parker died. Miles shows up to Peter's funeral and asks Gwen Stacy, who was walking by, about why Peter chose to be Spider-Man, and she told him the famous words that we all know and love: "With great power comes great responsibility." With no one to fill in after Peter's death, Miles took these words to heart, donned a Spider-Man costume from a local shop, and became the second Ultimate Spider-Man. Even after stopping his first supervillain, the Kangaroo, the public scoffed at Miles and said, "That costume is in poor taste." Curious about the new Spider-Man in town, Spider-Woman stops Miles and hauls him back to S.H.I.E.L.D. Everyone was skeptical of Miles due to his age and experience until S.H.I.E.L.D. HQ was attacked by Electro and somehow made chumps out of everyone. In a shocking turn of events, it was Miles who stopped Electro and earned the respect of everyone, including the head honcho himself, Nick Fury. Old Saint Nick congratulated Miles on a job well done, gave him a kick-ass black and red costume, and S.H.I.E.L.D.'s blessing to continue on as a hero. From that point on, Miles truly was the new Spider-Man. But Nick Fury wasn't the only one to approve of Miles. In the Spider-Men book, the main continuity Peter Parker travels to the Ultimate Universe and goes on a crazy adventure with Miles. In this book, Miles even gets Ultimate Peter Parker's web shooter from his Aunt May and gets the mainstream Peter Parker's blessing. How cool is that? Shortly thereafter, Betty Brant, a reporter for the Daily Bugle, incorrectly labels Miles' dad as the new Spider-Man, but J. Jonah Jameson actually refuses to publish this out of respect for Peter Parker's death, and he even fires Brant, so she goes and tells a Roxxon scientist who, unbeknownst to her, is hosting the Venom symbiote. Venom goes after Miles' dad, but Miles saves the day. However, Venom attacks his dad in the hospital, knowing that Miles would swoop in and save him a second time, which he does. Unfortunately, the police try to help and do the exact opposite, considering that Miles' mom is killed in the crossfire. Because of this, Miles retires as Spider-Man, until a year later when he's dragged back into the superhero business and forms the Young Ultimates alongside Cloak and Dagger, Spider-Woman, Bombshell, and Kitty Pryde. Also, when Ultimate Peter Parker magically comes back to life, the two of them have a fight and tag team an also magically revived Green Goblin. Ultimate Peter and Ultimate Mary Jane end up running away together, but before he does, Ultimate Peter gives Miles his blessing as well. That's right, both the mainstream and the Ultimate Peter Parker are cool with Miles. Despite how awesome that is though, Miles' life is brought back down when he finds out that his girlfriend was actually part of a Hydra family, and that does not matter, because Secret Wars destroyed the entire Marvel multiverse and left only Battleworld in its place. Miles managed to sneak onto a kind of universe lifeboat spaceship thing, and ended up in Battleworld 8 years after it formed, along with the mainstream Spider-Man. And since Marvel is deciding to launch the brand new Spider-Man #1 while Secret Wars is still happening, you're up to date and ready for the relaunch. Enjoy! If you want to get started with Miles, then I'd recommend checking out Ultimate Comics Spider-Man Volume 1, Spider-Men, and Marvel promises that the new Spider-Man comic will be pretty good for new readers. So what other all-new, all-different Marvel character would you like me to cover next? Old Man Logan or Silk? Click or comment to cast your vote. If you want more Spider goodness, then check out our video on when Carnage became a good guy or a history lesson on Spider-Woman.